Welcome to AI for Good, the leading, action-oriented, global and inclusive United Nations platform on AI. Organized by the International Telecommunication Union, the United Nations Agency for Digital Technologies, in partnership with 40+ UN sister organizations and co-convened with Switzerland. The goal of AI for Good is to identify innovative applications, build skills and standards, and advance partnerships to solve global challenges. In today's AI for Good event, we are counting on you to use the live video wall feature to ask questions and post comments to help create an engaging discussion. We encourage you to stay until the end to chat, connect, ask questions, and network with our distinguished facilitators and world-class AI experts in the neural network. It is now time to kick off the session and welcome our first speaker. The floor is
Good morning and good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this high-level meeting for partners of the AI Skills Coalition here at ITU. I'm very pleased to welcome you all, and just a quick reminder to please keep your cameras and microphones off unless you're given the floor. Thank you very much, and I would like to now introduce our moderator for today's session, Dr. Bilal Jamousi, the Deputy Head of our Telecommunications Standardization Bureau here at ITU. Bilal, welcome. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Sylvia. A warm welcome to everyone. It is my distinct pleasure to kick off today's event with the opening remarks from our Secretary General, Ms. Doreen Bogdan-Martin. Doreen, over to you, please.
Okay, sorry. I had a little issue there trying to turn my camera on. Thank you so much, Bilal, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. I know we have many participants joining us online, and I think that's really an exciting indicator of how many people want to help make AI skills more accessible to everyone. When we launched the coalition earlier this year, I think it's fair to say that AI was already shaping economies worldwide. According to the World Economic Forum, 83% of employers expect AI to transform workplaces by 2030. That shift, of course, doesn't always mean job replacement. In fact, ILO research showed how AI can support workers by taking on repetitive tasks and freeing up some time for more creative interpersonal work. But to seize those benefits, the right foundations have to be in place. We need that digital infrastructure. We need those enabling policy environments. And above all, we need those skills. And that's where far too many are still being left behind. We have 2.6 billion people that are completely offline today. Those 2.6 billion risk missing out altogether on this AI transformation revolution that we're facing. And I think we can't let that happen. We have to do everything we can to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to learn, to grow, and to thrive in the age of artificial intelligence, no matter where they live or what resources they have. The AI Skills Coalition, I think it's fair to say, is already well on its way to helping close the AI divide. We have some 40+ partners that are committed to pooling their knowledge, their networks, and their resources. The training platform went live back in March. We have more than 60 training opportunities now available, with over 30 resources in our open access library. And today is all about understanding how to build on this momentum, because I think ultimately the real measure of progress is going to be seen when we look at the number of lives and livelihoods that are transformed by new or strengthened AI skill sets. I really want to thank our incredible steering committee, our partners, for helping to lead the way. by keeping this coalition on track towards that first milestone, where we seek to reach 10,000 learners and skill them with the essential AI skills by the end of this year. So I think that's a good first target. We need to make sure that we meet it. I also want to thank our keynote speakers. A big thanks to you, Cynthia. Thank you, Naria, for helping set the tone for what we know will be an inspiring conversation. So before we begin, I also want to say how excited I am to welcome you all in person in just a couple of weeks in July for the AI for Good Global Summit in Geneva. We're looking forward to showcasing real-world AI solutions that are already delivering impacts, including in education. And we're excited to shine the spotlight on the work of this coalition. So back to you, Bilal, and very happy to be here. And thank you all for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doreen, for your leadership and for your commitment to the AI Skills Coalition. We've come a long way since you kicked it off in Davos just a few months ago. And as you are very pleased with all the partners that have joined us. And I can share that just last week in New York at the UN STI Forum, everyone was so excited by the AI Skills Coalition as it addresses a real and imminent need for all member states involved. Thank you, Doreen. I'd like now to continue, and it would be my honor to introduce two exceptional leaders who will help us frame today's conversation. Their insights reflect the dual focus of the AI Skills Coalition, reaching both young learners and today's workforce. First, we'll hear from Dr. Cynthia Breazeal, Director of MIT RAISE, who brings deep expertise in AI education for K-12 audiences. Cynthia, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Let me share my slides. All right, it is a pleasure to be able to address you this morning and set up some framing remarks as they pertain to K-12 AI education. So this presentation is about bringing AI literacy to K-12 students. So first of all, what is AI literacy? When we at MIT RAISE use this term, we refer to three kind of major goals. So the first is to demystify AI for our students. There's a lot of discussion and hypothesization about what AI is, what it can do. It's really important they have a practical grounding on the technology and how it works that's age appropriate and grade appropriate. And there's been some great work around the world in creating frameworks for that. I'll touch on some of those today. On the slide, I'm showing the 5 big ideas of AI done by the AI for K-12 working group. It's also really important that our students are prepared to become engaged, productive citizens who can use AI and understand its societal implications, so they have an informed voice in terms of how they want AI to be integrated into society. And then, of course, finally, we want to empower everyone to be able to harness artificial intelligence to improve and enhance their creativity, their productivity, to be the next generation of innovators and makers of this technology. This certainly will involve computer science-oriented students, but this will involve many students who aren't necessarily computer science students as well, as these tools become more accessible. So these are the 3 major goals that we at MIT RAISE are trying to achieve through our materials. As we heard in our opening remarks, we know that AI is transforming many different industries, disciplines. So the question is, why start in K-12? Well, the reality is AI is transforming our personal, civic, thinking about workforce, professional lives, but it's starting in childhood. So there was a recent report by Common Sense Media saying 70% of teens have used at least one type of generative AI. So our young people are using AI, whether we like it or not. So this is something we just have to be aware of. When we think about the future that we want to prepare our youth for, there's been many articles, many surveys, many reports written. I just highlight some of these trends on the slide. There's an acknowledgement that AI could affect income and wealth inequality. Right now, we are living in a time of a prosperity gap. The more highly educated can benefit economically from the improvements in economic growth, whereas those who don't have the skills are starting to fall further and further behind. It is really imperative that we work together to bring many, many, many more people from lower and middle income classes into this AI-powered workforce. I can't stress the importance of that. Already, there are reports saying that there's a significant talent shortage in AI skills, both domestically and globally. So how can we help bridge that gap in skills development? And I think that should also begin in K-12. We've already heard about, jobs being displaced, replaced by AI, but also new jobs and skills being created. It will always be a mix and a flux. I think if we can prepare people in the right way, where AI people are trying to create new value with AI, we'll see a net increase in these jobs. That tends to be more of the projections today. And this just speaks to more value and more creativity can be unlocked by people plus AI working together than likely AI alone, and arguably at some point also just humans alone. I think we're working towards that future right now. And right now, with any disruptive technology, chances are children are going to be coming into a workforce with jobs that don't even exist yet, right? So how do we prepare children to be flexible and prepared with critical skills that are foundational for that future workforce? So as we look at this future of people plus AI in the workforce, it's important that they not only have the technical skills, but these human skills are becoming increasingly important. This is a diagram taken from the World Economic Forum, just to highlight some of the key human skills for people who can harness AI, involve creative and analytical thinking, curiosity and lifelong learning, resilience, agility, self-efficacy, teamwork and social skills, and importantly, ethical judgment, so that the AI solutions we create support our values. Our children today are AI natives. They're not just digital natives, they are AI natives. This is, again, this report from Common Sense Media showing how rapidly young people are embracing generative AI technologies, and they need our guidance as teachers and as parents. So young people, it turns out in this report, are adopting generative AI as quickly as they did social media. We know that there are a lot of positive things, but also harms for our young people from social media. It's not too late to get out ahead of AI. This is really important. A lot of parents aren't even aware how much their children are using generative AI. Teachers are not prepared to provide this guidance. There's a teacher professional development challenge that we face, but students seem to be open to channels of communication if we can engage them. So again, a lot of this presentation is about how can we engage our young people in a productive conversations. They can build these human skills, these AI skills, and the ethical, responsible use of them. So in the remainder of the talk, I just want to highlight a particular program that we've developed called the Day of AI. The meta point is when we talk about teacher professional development and AI literacy, a lot of great curriculum and tools already exist. So this is more about how do we help build awareness and get them out there. So the Day of AI adheres to the UNESCO AI competency framework for students, which covers things like students be able to understand, apply, and create with AI, to develop human-centered mindsets, ethical judgment, understanding how to apply it to create solutions, and do AI system design. So all of these are supported by the Day of AI curriculum. It is for all students and all teachers. And this is the thing, it's not just for the computer science teachers. It is for all students and all teachers. It is an open and free curriculum that's multidisciplinary in nature with lots of hands-on learning with curriculum and topics that are interesting and relevant to students. And it develops a creative, critical thinking and design skills. It is highly accessible. It has both online units, but also increasingly number of unplugged, don't even require internet connectivity units as well. We're hearing a lot of that need, as we heard in the open remarks, from teachers around the world. Again, it's free and it's open. And the importance of open is that teachers can modify this curriculum to suit their students. We think this is why we're starting to see such large international traction, because people can localize and adapt this curriculum. We have seen, and when we started, we assumed most of the teachers downloading this curriculum would be high school teachers. This is simply a diagram to show we're seeing pretty even distribution of interest among teachers of all grade bands in AI literacy. So again, there is a real need and a desire and a curiosity around it. We want to empower students to create things, to make things with AI. At MIT Raise, we call this computational action. So not only understanding how these technologies work, but actively giving students opportunities to create solutions and solve problems with these technologies as a way of holistically learning in teams, right? Holistically learning all of these skills. We have coding platforms from block-based coding, things that include state-of-the-art AI technologies, all the way to things including Python. And again, hands-on paper prototyping that don't require any technology at all. Just a slide to show the wide range of topics and curriculum we covered. The point is these are student relevant, of student interest, AI and arts, AI and climate, AI and social media, and so forth. So we're really trying to meet students where they are in the ways that they're using AI and their interest in AI as well. Just a highlight slide to show the traction we're already seeing of the Day of AI curriculum. Teachers can come to anyone can come to the dayofai.org website. We have so far have an estimate of reaching over 30,000 teachers. That's a rapidly growing number who collectively have taught in their classrooms. So again, Day of AI is about in-classroom instruction, about 1 million students and growing. We anticipate we're going to hit 2 million or more this year. So this is rapidly growing in over 170 countries. We believe because it's short format. So teachers are already overwhelmed. These are short modular lessons that teachers can adapt and customize as they choose. We have many translations growing on the website, but this allows students and teachers to be able to engage in AI literacy. DaveAI.org offers training programs, teacher professional development programs, train the trainer programs. So anyway, we're starting to see this program really take root and scale around the world. We've done some very initial surveys to educators. This is some data from about 200 teachers from about 38 countries looking at different student measures, showing even with the short format curriculum, we see a nice boost in all those UNESCO framework topics. But even more importantly, I think right now we see teachers actually express how they feel their AI literacy and their comfort and even their optimism around AI has increased through using these Day of AI materials to prepare themselves to become more illiterate, as well as to teach their students about AI literacy as well. So, to wrap up, I just want to show there are a number of other teacher professional development materials we provided. This is a Grow with Google course where teachers can learn how to use generative AI in their teaching practice. I have a link to the UNESCO competency framework. At MIT, we've released a number of papers, thought pieces on how generative AI should be used or could be used in K-12 classrooms. We've done a policy report. I put another link here to the dayofai.org website for those of you who are interested, and again, a link to the UNESCO framework. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you for a very rich presentation, for your partnership in this Skills Coalition, and the passion that you have for this topic. In fact, reading the Financial Times today, the UAE education minister is rolling out a curriculum for kids as early as 4 years old in all schools. So your work is certainly pioneering, and it's leading and working in synergy with many countries that are introducing this throughout for their kids. So thank you very much. Next, it's really my pleasure to welcome Ms. Naria Santa Lucia, the General Manager for Skills for Social Impact at Microsoft, who will speak at to the transformative role AI can play in the workforce, upskilling, and equity. Naria, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Bilal. And I also have a few slides to share, so I will do that. And okay, first of all, thank you so much to everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's quite early here from Seattle, Washington, so really a pleasure to join all of you. I first want to just thank Secretary General Bogdan-Martin, as well as the ITU, and especially all the members of the ITU Skills Coalition. We're here together to close the AI divide, or actually make sure that it doesn't widen, and ensure everyone has the skills to succeed in this new AI economy. So first of all, Dr. Breazeal, she was so passionate about the topic, and it is truly exciting to see AI in the hands of such young children, as well as throughout the K-12 education system, but really want to make sure that everybody has opportunity to seize this important technology. Very much thinking within Microsoft, our mission is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. And while there are many of our top customers, many governments that will be able to help AI diffuse and get skills into the hands of everyone, we know that there are some places where we really need to lean in and fill that gap. And so that's what my team gets to do every day with our Skills for Social Impact program. How do we think about encouraging AI curiosity across the world, especially in the global South? How do we make sure that AI is going to serve everyone and provide access to everyone? And then truly, what are the skills and the tools that we need to get there? We heard a lot of ideas already and a lot of great data. I actually need those slides from you, Cynthia, about kind of our younger audiences. But I just wanted to give a moment to share a little bit about what we're seeing in the workforce. This is a survey that we put out once a quarter. It's our Microsoft Work Trends Index. This one just came out a couple weeks ago, so it's hot off the press. But we're seeing a big shift in the way that organizations and firms are really embracing AI and how workers currently are also embracing AI. So the first thing that we're seeing is a challenge that's faced by many firms, many organizations, and that there is a overwhelming need to keep pace to make sure that workers are moving forward and being productive. And many of them are feeling overwhelmed by busy work and interruptions. I think it's called the digital debt. And as we did our survey, we found that 50% of leaders, they agreed that we need to increase productivity, but 80% of workers felt that they lack the energy and the time to do their work. And workers are actually interrupted every 2 minutes from pings and from different emails coming in. So this is truly a challenge that, we really believe exists today, and we see that in the data, and we think that there is a way that generative AI can really help with this burden. So currently, we're very much seeing that firms, companies, they really want to accelerate and hire and reward AI skilled workers. 78% of leaders that we surveyed are considering hiring for AI specific roles. And they also believe that 83% of the leaders believe that junior employees can do strategic work sooner if they leverage these AI tools. So rather than, I always like to tell the example, I started my career in law, and all I did for the first 2 years were summarize cases. But now there's a way that, younger employees, earlier in career folks can really gain that opportunity to do more strategic work because they can use those AI tools. And as we've seen from Cynthia's presentation, they are truly AI natives. We also see that 79% of leaders see AI as a career accelerator. And at the same time, we definitely know that a lot of firms, organizations are actually doing the right thing by prioritizing AI skilling of their workforce, and it is actually the #1 workforce strategy. And all this to say, because I think it's very important, and Cynthia raised this too, that while AI skills are definitely one of the most important and critical pieces that we know we'll all need to embrace, so that AI literacy piece, it's actually what we are seeing in the data, and this is from our LinkedIn study that came out recently, that human skills are actually just as equally important, and in fact, take up 4 of the 5 top slots of the new in-demand skills that firms and organizations and leaders are hiring for right now. So while we as a coalition continue to promote AI skills, let's also remember to really promote those uniquely human skills as well. So what we're trying to do at Microsoft, and in partnership with all of you, and especially with the Skills Coalition here, is to very much expand opportunity for AI and digital learning around the world. As we've seen in the data from the firms, from the workforce side, there's so much that that is going to come because of AI, and we really want to make sure that as a coalition, we're helping to plug that digital and AI gap. And how we're doing that is we are like MIT Raise, we have a lot of free learning content and tools, and we can provide those all and share those all with you. If you go to opportunity.linkedin.com, we actually have them surfaced there. And we also have an AI skills navigator that uses AI to help people work with the generative AI to surface the content that they may need right just in time and at that moment. So please check out those resources. We also have, in partnership with many organizations, including with the ITU, we have in-depth training programs that we have launched and look forward to sharing those or getting you all involved with any of those. And then we also very much, including with the work trends index, but also with our LinkedIn work, provide insights and guidance. And we don't do this work alone. We partner with industry, with education, with civil society, and with governments. And this year alone, we've actually engaged over 22 million learners. That's really wonderful. But what that shows me is that there is tremendous appetite and tremendous need for this AI skilling. And so with that, look forward to, again, sharing these resources, but partnering with all of you, and also very much looking forward to a very fruitful and active discussion here this morning, evening, or afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Naria, for your insightful and inspiring remarks on especially reminding us why inclusive AI education is not only necessary, but it's also urgent. With these opening remarks and keynotes, we're now moving to the panel of the steering committee. So I'd like to introduce our steering committee for the AI Skills Coalition. This is a newly formed group that will help guide the direction and the strategic direction of the coalition. So I'm pleased to welcome our steering committee members today. Each of them brings unique expertise and a strong commitment to the coalition's mission. Let me introduce them briefly. First, we have Fabrizio Gramuglio. If you could turn on your camera, Fabrizio, who is Director of AI and Immersive Cinema Technologies at Exponential Coaching. Felix Kirschmeyer, Executive Director of the Geneva Human Rights Platform at the Geneva Academy. Welcome, Felix. Lindsay Strauss, the Head of Partnership, Digital Skills and Inclusion at the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change. Welcome, Lindsay. Luisa Fernanda Olaya Hernandez, Advisor in Gender and Diversity at Fair Forward. And last but not least, Supriya Bualka, the founder and director of Coaching and More. Welcome, everyone, and you're welcome to turn on your cameras. This panel will serve to brief all partners and all partner organizations on the role of the committee and its integration into the work of the AI Skills Coalition. So the way we will proceed is we have 3 questions, and we'll try from the steering committee to get these views to guide us on how this Skills Coalition steering committee will be working. Let's start with Lindsay. If you can highlight or explain what is the mandate of the steering committee and how it will contribute to the overall direction of the coalition. What are the big questions that the committee will aim to address, and what role will the committee play in supporting partnerships and resource mobilization? Lindsay, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And first of all, thank you for having me. It's really a privilege to work with and learn from you all. We're all here today because we see a recurring problem. We know this needs to be addressed not individually, but through collective action. We're hearing more stories every day. We're seeing more data about how the pace of technological change is outstripping the skills that we need to harness it. We just saw from Cynthia and Naria's keynote some really eye-opening data, actually. And this is urgent. This is an urgent and wicked problem that my fellow committee members and I will hope to address as we look for new ways to build future-ready AI talent pipelines around the world. We know the future is uncertain, but the more that we can work together, I think we can actually dream up some pretty exciting solutions for the future. And as we begin to understand how AI can drive innovation across these industries, we'll work together to ensure AI skills and development is not only aligned to global needs and more accessible to all, especially supporting the most underrepresented communities, but that it actually serves to enhance our humanity rather than undermining it and really grow that global value. And that means supporting more people with the skills and the frameworks that they need to understand, to operate, and to build AI systems, but also to invest in the skills that serve our humanity in the age of AI. We've heard a little bit about this in our keynotes already. And we can address these challenges as a collective, not because we're asking the same questions, but because we actually come from very different parts of this world. We have different experiences, different perspectives. This includes some of the organizations that are actually building the AI technologies that are shaping the future, or the ones that are asking the questions like how we can build with AI to mitigate climate risk, or how we can improve educational systems to improve learning outcomes. How can we save billions of dollars through efficiency? And how can we actually do that safely? We have other steering community members that are here to ensure everyone can actually access and understand how these technology systems will work. They're the ones that are asking questions like, how can we ensure decision makers or teaching communities know how to procure, how to operate, how to innovate with AI so that we can unlock more abundance? How can we make sure that youth, women, people in rural communities, or those that are lacking access to compute are not going to get left behind as the AI market grows? You have organizations like ours at TBI that are working directly with political leaders to actually reimagine systems through the lens of tech and AI-enabled government innovation, who are asking questions like, what are the policies, what are the delivery systems and emerging skills that are needed for long-term reform? So I think individually, answers to all of these questions are really helpful, but it's only by actually coming together and working together that these can become really powerful. So some of the initiatives that we anticipate working on include mapping the challenges, the gaps that still exist as we enter this new chapter of AI. I think we're all learning together to figure out what this is going to look like. And then more importantly, identifying the robust mechanisms that are going to address this. So we anticipate establishing AI skills frameworks, building inclusivity into educational tools and resources, mobilizing funding, multi-stakeholder partnerships to support the highest priority problems, and then advocating for the creation of better pathways from AI training to practical and applied opportunities. It's no longer enough just to look at making sure that we have a base level of AI literacy. We need opportunities in this world to make sure you can capitalize on the skills that are being developed. So yeah, I'm really excited to work with you all on this and shaping the next era together. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Our second question will be towards Felix and Supriya, who will share their perspective and insights on why was it important to create a steering committee with a balanced representation across geography, gender, sector, and expertise, and how will this diversity specifically impact the work of the committee and the coalition as a whole? So first, Felix, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, and pleasure being here with you all. And thank you again for also including us in that steering committee. So with Supriya, we are seeking to be mutually supportive in our points. And I'm just maybe bringing up a couple of things, because when we're thinking about what it means with diversity, what does it mean with balanced representation, and what does it mean for ourselves? But as you say, Bilal, what does it mean actually for the coalition? What does it mean that the committee can actually bring to the coalition? So I think, let me start maybe with a foundational thought, which is on diversity. We think that the diversity generally strengthens legitimacy and trust. Inclusive representation across geographies, sectors, disciplines ensures that the coalition's outputs are widely accepted and practically relevant also. Diversity, equality, and inclusion are not only about fairness, it's really about delivering impact that resonates across different local realities and will also help us to avoid blind spots. But then also, and that comes maybe with our background as an academic and human rights institution, we see inclusion also as a human rights imperative. From a rights-based perspective, diversity is foundational. It ensures equitable access to the benefits of AI and contributes to more just and resilient digital transitions, especially where existing inequalities risk being amplified. So bias, of course, is a functional and ethical problem, but resulting discrimination is a human rights violation. And I can refer to Article 2 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that states that the rights included in the declaration apply to everyone without distinction of any kind. And then Article 7 adds on that all are equal before the law and equally protected against discrimination. But also what we think, if we look at the diversity that we bring into that discussion, it brings also diverse backgrounds from very diverse experiences and actually will allow us to collectively learn from past initiatives, learn also from past digitalization failures. Like we have some examples, I think, if we look back to smart city developments that failed actually when they ignored the diverse needs and realities of the people they were meant to serve. And so avoiding missteps also in the development of training, in the design actually can be very helpful if we design it with the users around the globe. In this perspective, I think the diverse steering board can help the coalition to resist also maybe to the urge of scale fast without ensuring equality. Long-term trust and capacity requires deliberation, inclusivity, and participatory approaches that respect local contexts and knowledge. Also, we see that AI requires diverse insight. Definitely, we see that in our own project where we work with the technology experts from the university, the Technical University of Zurich, that actually brings in those AI skills, then bring it to the human rights professionals we want to work with. So promoting interdisciplinarity and inclusive solution is really something that we'd like to do by bringing together all those different expertise. And also, like for ourselves at the Geneva Human Rights Platform, we are doing that by designing face-to-face in-depth training courses for human rights professionals, showing how our movement actually can use those AI-powered solutions in a positive way, because otherwise you'll hear very often a big skepticism of the human rights movement towards AI solutions. So we want to see how to apply it ethically, how to look at the dangers, but then also really use it in a positive way. And finally, I would just like to refer to what Secretary General Bogdan-Martin said at the beginning of this webinar. The aim of the coalition is to close the AI divide. And I think here again, bringing our diversity, our experiences, we need to also see how we do address the digital gap first. I think it's important to keep sight of the larger development landscape when rolling out our offer on AI skills. And I hope that this we can do via the steering committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Felix. And now I'd like to hear from Supriya on the same question.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Bilal, and thank you, Felix, for sharing most of the points why diversity in the steering committee is important. So I'm Supriya, and being a founder of an all-women organization that is dedicated to building AI literacy for children 8 years and above, my perspectives come from my experiences, and I was so happy to meet Cynthia today because a lot of our work is based on the 5 big ideas that she shared with you earlier. And the reason we started with K-12, another reason to add to Cynthia's is that we realized that girls self-select out of AI, at a later age. So the younger we expose them to AI, the sooner they realize that this is also for them. And I'm very proud to be a part of the steering committee because the mission is so closely aligned to my personal mission of democratizing AI for everyone and bridging the gender gap. Diversity, in my mind, is the heart of this committee, just as it's the heart of AI. In my mind, AI is this unique technology that has never been seen before, living, learning from the data around it. And if that data is not presented by the community that we're trying to serve, it will be biased. And this bias will be reflected by the AI and amplified by the AI, which is why our diverse committee can help identify these gaps early on and try to build systems that are fair and inclusive. I also believe, as Felix said, that AI, the diversity in our committee, fosters innovation because we as committee members are bringing our diverse perspectives and seeing best practices that have worked maybe in our local communities. We can share that with the coalition to make sure we are not reinventing the wheel. Also, having this partnership between industry and academia helps us identify the relevant skill sets that will help our future that children know what is really important so that we can build towards those. Otherwise, there's so much information overload. How do we know what are the most relevant AI mindsets and skills that we should be building upon? The third thing that I have learned from my own experience, that trust and inclusivity goes with diversity. So in my organization, having women educators, teach AI, served them to be role models for the girls and AI, the women to be able to embark on their own journey of learning AI. And it didn't stop there. It created a ripple effect so that more women were inspired to learn AI. So we are not just sticking to the ones who are in computer science, but we are saying that AI is for everyone and they need to learn the responsible skill set. I think that we are very fortunate in the steering committee that we are so closely aligned to the UN SDGs, because that allows us to sift through all the challenges and pick the ones that are locally relevant and globally meaningful. I think that the diverse perspectives that our committee, comes with will help us make decisions that are more inclusive and community driven. And I think that as a committee, we'll be able to help the coalition also identify those challenges, which will help them achieve that goal of trying to democratize AI for everyone responsibly and close the digital AI gap. And I'm really, really proud to be part of this change. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Supriya. Now to our third and final question to Fabrizio and Luisa. The question is, how can the steering committee most effectively leverage the coalition's partners and resources to achieve its stated objectives? So we'll start with Fabrizio.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity of being here today and being part of this coalition. Honestly, I think about what we built so far is just an amazing trailer of the true power of AI for Good coalition. We think that the real transformation opportunity is in what we will be able to connect and what we already are connecting today. So if you look around in this virtual room, each person, each organization already is capable of bringing extraordinary capabilities. We have advanced technical expertise, deep business knowledge, invaluable local insights, powerful education platform, and resources. So the assets already exist. But sometimes we are a bit isolated or believe in isolation. So our first challenge today is not, as my colleague says, creating something new or inventing the wheel. It's mapping what already exists and connecting as coalition these resources. So for example, imagine a simple ecosystem where a partner developing an AI solution for agricultural productivity, for example, is automatically connect with implementation partners who understand local farming practices, supporting implementation and measuring the impact. And this is not a long-term program or a fantasy. It's what could happen if we systematically connect our existing assets. So what we will need tomorrow? So we accelerate knowledge creation. Our training program have already reached thousands of people, but training program without creates capability, and we already heard this topic a lot, but never translate to changes. So the hard truth is that the expertise without a clear implementation pathways will remain theoretical. So I think that our opportunity today is build direct connection between skill development and real-world application. This means that every AI literacy program must link directly to community project where these skills will be able to create an immediate value. Every technology solution must pair with implementation partners from day one. We will have developers, we will have institutions, we will have policymakers all connected together into an ecosystem. So the coalition function, obviously, will not just launch a new initiative, but I think the first step is creating this strategic connection that will transform isolated resources in a collective impact. And this is how we ensure AI will become, as we always intend, and that's the reason why we are here, because we are committed by our massive transformative purpose, a force for meaningful, measurable good in the world. So let me ask Luisa, because I'm sure, Luisa, you have a clear idea about the potential impact we can reach with the right ecosystem structure and potential scalability of the ecosystem.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for Breazeal and Bilal. So yes, as Lindsay just said, by building on existing initiatives and fostering cooperation, the coalition can significantly amplify its overall impact. This approach acknowledges both the limitations of our individual resources in the face of major challenges, that is what we have been discussing so far, and the fact that collaboration can enable us to scale and adapt solutions more effectively across regions and sectors, which ultimately will create greater impact. To achieve this, we need to focus on finding highly adaptable solutions that can be replicated with relatively small investments, but still create a ripple effect of positive change, which is a little bit what Supriya was telling us with her initiative. But I want to really highlight the importance of adaptability here. Because if we're serious about building an AI ecosystem that is diverse, representative, and grounded in the realities of different countries, to localize initiatives becomes fundamental. Solution needs to speak directly to the needs of each community and not being a simple copy-paste from other realities. However, since we would like to also foster innovation, we think that creating more spaces for peer learning across regions and sectors can be highly beneficial and inspiring. On top of that, developing open source tools and content can give people flexible templates that they can easily adapt to their local context. The goal is to make useful resources more widely accessible, which will help communities take the lead in how they apply them, while also keeping the cost of upskilling as low as possible. A little bit what we were talking already, not reinventing the wheel. So local upskilling efforts could benefit not only from using this open source tool, but also by plugging into the training pathways that Fabrizio mentioned it earlier, and making the most of those opportunities. These are just some initial ideas that our heads had. Like, as you can see, we're just 6 heads in the steering committee, but we envision this coalition as an open platform for exploring other possibilities to reduce redundant efforts across regions and amplify the impact of innovative approaches developed by members. So this is only the start of the conversation, and we welcome all the members to bring more ideas and to play an active role in this effort to democratizing the knowledge of AI with, of course, an ethical perspective. So thank you so much for having me here, and I hand it over to you, Bilal.
Thank you very much, Lucia. That was great to hear from all of the members of the steering committee on various perspectives of how you plan to do your work, what are the priorities, what are the resources, and how diverse the work is going to be in the content for the Skills Coalition. That's fantastic. Thank you all for your insights and for your leadership of this AI Skills Coalition. I'd like now to open the floor for questions. If anyone has questions, you can type it on the chat or raise your hand if you have any questions to the panel. And perhaps while we're waiting for questions, if any of the panelists would wish to add any points or any insights, we have a few more minutes in our program. Okay, so far no questions. Looks like it's clear. The game plan is clear. Okay, Angel Bush, please go ahead. We have one hand raised.
Good morning.
Yes, please go ahead. Good morning.
I am not exactly sure what's happening with Zoom right now. I appear to have 2 profiles and one with my hand up, and that is actually not me. So I'm not sure what's happening. So I want to apologize for that. And again, I'm not sure why it's on here twice.
No worries. Do you have a question?
I do not. I would like to know who that other Angel Bush is, but
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for that. We also have Folk Gul.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you for having this round and having me also here today. So I think from our perspective, from the Applied AI Institute for Europe, we are for empowering the AI innovation ecosystem in developing and applying latest AI technologies in a trustworthy way. And with that, we are so very much aligned with the AI Skills Coalition. And I really would like to thank you to setting up this, this coalition and also the opportunity to really talk and experience together this whole transformation process, because I think this is so important. And what is from this perspective, working with different stakeholders and also what we see before on different levels. So we have learners that are in the very, very beginning that we have to take with us in the transformation process. But we do also have those developers and the very experienced people working in this field. So I think, therefore, it's really important that we bring together also these different initiatives from the different regions to set up an overall picture. But with that, what I would like to highlight is also that it is important that we not only see the gaps, but also that we make sense in this round also of what AI skills do we really need. So I think this is also a very good task with the steering committee together that the coalition and all the partners in the coalition can make. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well noted. And Raj Suri, please go ahead.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and thank you to the ITU for putting together this great forum. My name is Raj Suri. I lead the enterprise-wide AI and machine learning teams at HP Incorporated. And so HP is very committed to advancing digital equity. I was extremely happy to hear the steering committee talk about the fact that they value a very diverse cross-sector collaboration, because HP does firmly believe that no single actor or sector can address this challenge alone. We've been very committed to public-private partnerships focused on skills development. We have a goal of accelerating digital equity for 150 million people by 2030. One of the big things we have been doing is creating free training materials as part of our HP Foundation, and also supporting organizations like 1 Million Teachers that advance both the number of teachers in underrepresented areas, as well as upskilling AI for those teachers. But I'd love to hear from the steering committee what you think the most impactful way a company like ours that's involved in the AI industry, but obviously on the commercial side, can help advance the goals of this group.
Thank you, Raj. And I'd like to invite any of the steering committee members to answer your question. There's also a question on the chat with respect to the whether the AI skills framework is also connected with other technologies. So Lindsay, please, if you can address Raj's question and the one on the chat.
Yeah. Thanks, Raj, for your question. I mean, I think it's an important one, and my answer is quite simple. It starts with conversation and dialogue. It's getting the right people around the conversation, around the table to have a conversation around what are the real insights that are preventing sustainable change from taking place. Really understanding the intersection around where is infrastructure coming into where infrastructure concerns creating a barrier for sustainable development. Where is it that funding is a barrier? At TBI, what we focus a lot on is driving the right narratives and the right convenings, the right conversations between private and public sector, so that we can advance these conversations at the right time. I think we know kind of like hearts are in the right place. We know the right information, but it's bringing the right people together at the right times to I think have an honest conversation around where are their blockages and where can we either innovate together or where can we build up better multi-stakeholder partnerships to address some of these issues at scale. And then I think just very quickly to answer the second question around how AI skills frameworks can be connected to other technologies. I mean, absolutely. AI doesn't exist in a vacuum. This is what we are seeing kind of different about AI is that it's advancing at an exponential pace as opposed to other technologies which have advanced at a linear pace. But I think we're going to see breakthroughs emerge where AI is going to really meet other domains like robotics or IoT or biotech. And so really taking an ecological systems level view is going to help us map how these capabilities can both amplify or mitigate one another so we can spot risks. I think we want to take this in both a targeted and a systems lens, but yeah, let's keep the conversation going because I think we need to take an eye towards how AI is going to continue to intersect with technologies that are already out there and ones that haven't been invented yet. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have reached the top of the hour. So I'd like to thank everyone who contributed for your engagement and continued support to shape the coalition's direction in a meaningful way. I want to extend the heartfelt thanks to all the speakers today for their insightful and forward-looking contribution. You've helped us reflect on not only on where we stand today, but also where we need to be heading towards. And of course, sincere thanks to all our coalition partners for your energetic participation and unwavering commitment in this shared mission. When we first announced this AI Skills Coalition at Davos this past January, the world was already experiencing a rapid acceleration in artificial intelligence adoption. A joint study by the ITU and Deloitte found that a remarkable 94% of global business leaders considered AI critical to the future success of their organizations. But while the opportunities are undeniable, so are the challenges. A shortage of technical skills, an urgent need for upskilling and reskilling, and a widespread lack of trust in how AI technologies are developed and deployed. Our mission is clear: to promote global AI education and capacity building, to close skills gap, and to empower individuals and communities everywhere to shape their own digital future. Since January, we've made strong progress, as mentioned by our Secretary General, all of which moves us closer to the milestone goal we set to equip at least 10,000 individuals with essential AI skills by the end of 2025. That's about 6 months from now. And we're not there yet. We need to get there, and we really count on everyone's support to do that. And that's why today's announcement is so important. The formal launch of the steering committee represents a new chapter in the coalition. This body will guide our strategic direction, expand partnerships, mobilize the resources that we need to achieve our ambition. It's not just a governance structure, it's also a catalyst for impact. And that's why today's webinar was made abundantly clear that our strength lies in the collective action. No single institution or country can do this alone. The challenges we face are global, and so must our response. The steering committee will help us translate shared ambitions into coordinated progress. So let me close with this. The AI Skills Coalition is at its heart a collaboration endeavor. It thrives not just on institutional commitment, but on personal engagement from every one of you. In this spirit, I'm happy to reiterate the invitation that many of you already informally received to join the first physical gathering of the coalition partners at our high-level lunch during the AI for Good Global Summit on the 9th of July here in Geneva. Our colleagues will shortly contact you with all the relevant details on the event. We already have a link on the chat for further information about the coalition. And so I leave you all with a simple but vital plea: stay engaged, bring your unique perspective, contribute your expertise, and help us shape an AI future that delivers opportunity, not just for some, but for all. Thank you.